out yesterday. Sorry that Danielle called you out, man. Do not apologize. That is a part of. She is like a little sister to me. So her calling me out and busting my chops is par for the course, and it was amazing. I don't even. I'm not even sure what he's talking about exactly.
But you're just being like, I don't care. She called me out. I like that.
You know, it might have. She called me out on a couple things, and one of them is this new diet, right?
Right.
So you know, she's like, whatever, I've been through this before. And she starts naming off the diets that I did while I was on the radio. And I'm on to something new every 3 months or something like that. And so there's a certain amount of truth to what she says there. But I feel pretty good about where I'm at right now, Chris.
Good. That's
I'm down. I'm down another pound, so it's 9 pounds.
Look at you, brother.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I feel different.
That's such an honest answer. I feel different.
I feel different.
I like that. I should start saying that.
I feel like there's an energy building. There's something happening, and one of the indicators over the weekend. What's
the indicator? Say on that. Indicator.
All right, sorry. The indicator is one of the indicators is, well, I think, I'm not sure, but I have over the past like couple years have this thing called something urticaria or something, and it's what it is. It's hives. Oh. And it keeps. Did I tell you? Have I ever told you about this or showed you any? I won't show you. I won't break out the pictures, the photo album right now.
Bro, what are you doing? She's scratching my hives. What are you doing?
Oh, they're so bad, man. I mean, they'll cover my whole body.
Ooh.
So or almost my entire body. And then so anyway, on Saturday, I noticed that I was itching and and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? So now the hives that I was just describing to you are long. I don't say long gone. They're just
gone. They're behind you.
Yeah, they're just high. They're chilling.
Right.
But
they're just high. Hi. We're still here, Mo. Yeah, I got you. All right, cool.
So,
my bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, the little tiny ones started to pop up, but you could barely even see them over the weekend. And I'm going, what is going on here? Because if my body's thrown off a little bit, this will kind of rear its head. And I'm thinking, I wonder if it's my body's switching processes now. I'm going into this ketosis. My things that are happening inside is I'm burning fat instead of da 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 da. Yeah. And I wonder if so that's what that was my body reacting to it.
Okay.
That night I could not fall asleep. I had a gig till 2 a.m. Could not fall asleep till after 7 a.m.
I've been there. That's so rough, man.
I've been there too, but it's been a long time. Those nights I thought were long.
Yeah. But, so how was your next day? How did you recover from that? And was it just kind of an off day? What day was this? It was Saturday night?
So going into Father's Day, so I was at the in-laws.
Yeah. So you were chilling then. That's good. Yeah, so you had a good day just to relax. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
So I feel all right today. And I brought in my weed whacker. I brought in the weed whacker. It's not up here, but last week I told you how Chords and Haley came out, and Johnny Torres came out to a karaoke night, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Was that last Wednesday? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that night. I saw him, and anyway, I remember saying to him, "Hey, listen, now that I've got this weed whacker, I'll bring it out to the." Bake more pies and take care of some of this crap around here.
That's awesome. Have you used it yet since outside?
Not here.
That's so great.
But on Monday I came here and I was like, man, there's no way I can get through this stuff, right?
Right.
So today he texted me, he's like, hey man, you gonna bring that weed whacker? I was like, oh shit.
That's awesome.
Here we go. So besides these damn batteries.
Oh yeah.
So the battery. Yes. So I'm gonna try to go. I should have brought him some pictures.
Look how happy this makes you. You're bringing batteries and that's just so great. It makes me happy for you, man. That's so good.
I feel like a man.
Well, I mean, if that's what you need, batteries make you feel like a man. That's all good. I would just say, no, I think it's great because they say that once you let go of one a habit or whatever, you pick up something else, and so. This sounds like that's what you did. It's like cleaning stuff up and man, whatever, man. It's all good. That's good.
So how have you been? You got a day of rest yesterday, coming off of Father's Day weekend. How did the kids treat you?
They were amazing.
Awesome.
They were amazing.
What'd they make, Daddy?
They got me a balloon that said Happy Father's Day. That invariably my son popped because that's just what he does. Break stuff. And so they got me a balloon and I got a picture of Ernest, my people who are just tuning in. Ernest is my soul brother who passed away. So I have a shirt and it's in a frame and it was framed from that and that was great. And then I got this plaque. It's got pictures of all of us together. It's "We love you, Dad." It's just really great. And so yeah, I felt a lot of love and it was just nice and
perfect.
And so we woke up the day and I started watching the Goonies with them because you know,
the greatest movie of all time.
They're still young, and I forgot how many times I said the S word. Man.
I was getting ready to say.
Oh man! So there were a couple times I had like, because I remember the Goonies, so a couple times I like yelled right as it was going on. They looked at Daddy, like just trying to do anything I could to just, you know. But I know that they hear it in other places, so there's only so much I can do.
The curious thing about that is I did not recall all the foul language,
dude. I was like, it's PG. This should have been PG-13 all day.
I wonder if this was before the 13 rating.
I don't know. All I know is I felt like that was a daddy slip. I mean, Valentina stopped paying attention because it's not a cartoon. She's 3, you know? So she was just kind of like, I don't know. I want to see PJ Masks. But Jahani, he was in and then he was out of it. But then when they got on the pirate ship, he was all like, you know. And remember the scene where they turned the skull around and it's got like knives in his eyes, like, covered their eyes.
Yep, One-Eyed Willie. One-Eyed Willie.
I let him see One-Eyed Willie. Okay, so that was cool.
Because that was kind of scary too.
Yeah, when he opened the thing and it was, ooh, yeah, I remember that.
I just thought it was such a brilliant movie moment too, because you have this kid having this conversation with a 200-year-old skeleton or whatever it is.
Awesome.
I just thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, and they remember the scene where there's the dead guy in the ice thing, and he like turns and it like chunks like they got Mississippi mud, and I covered their eyes because they want to scare. It's a stiff, you know. Anyway, we go back to that. So.
Well, here's it. All right, so now that we're just because we've got some news to talk about today. I do want to, Chris has said he followed the news, or at least heard the story about what's happening at the border. You know, we're not left wing, right wing kind of people. We like to have as cordial. Think of it more of a cathartic conversation between citizens, a cathartic conversation that we don't have to come up with answers.
That people that love people and love,
right?
Yes,
right. Because we know there's plenty of people who are on different sides of things that are in our comment section. So we'll keep it, we'll keep it cordial and see what we can, if we can just kind of, I don't know, talk about it a little bit and move on, because it's not going anywhere. We're not going to solve any, issues today.
Right. I'll just say, from a person who we all know that I don't like to read the news because it just, and that's not trying to act naive to what's going on. We all know. I just say that my happiness is paramount in life, and so there's some things I can't change. But so as I say that, from a person who like that, reading that, I couldn't even finish reading it because I just kept thinking about and picturing little children like, where's my mommy and dad? They don't know that Santa Claus isn't real. Okay, so they don't know what these laws of adults are making. They don't. Right, they're victims to that, and I just keep thinking about someone taking my kids from me, and I'm already going through a divorce, so I don't even see. I don't get to witness half of my children's life. That bothers me. You guys have seen episodes where I start crying sometimes, so I feel like just from my spirit, there's something not right about it. I can understand when my brain tries to figure out, well, what's the point? And the point is to try to deliver a message like, don't do it or this. So I can intellectually understand what you were trying to do, but I can see the aftermath being like, dude, that is like, it just feels Holocausty, taking kids from their, it just feels like that. Yes. And it doesn't feel it. I can't.
So you guys can leave some comments. Again, well, let's try to keep it, respectful. There are going to be people that have both different opinions. And remember, you're not going to change their mind.
Yeah.
But what you can do, if you're eloquent enough in the comment section, is you could make the person on the other side go, that is an interesting point. I see where they are coming from.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Right.
It's called being open-minded. Open-minded. None of us know everything.
And so that can slowly advance the conversation as we try to wrap our heads around what's happening right now. Because, a lot of us do feel like this doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right, but we're not sitting there, right? We're getting as much as vantage point as we can from, I know, the news, the media. So there's a lot to talk about there. That being said, because we'll come right back to it, okay? Because I don't want this to...
We know how, what he's saying is we start going the negative route. I put my headphones on and listen to music because I'm just not with it. That's just how I live my life. I'm choosing to live my life at this point. So
what I would like you to do, right? Because we'll come back, because I want to talk about the Goonies. I want to get back in the Goonies. This is obviously a glaring issue, but I want to start the show with the Goonies.
I like that.
Okay? So with that being said... I know the Goonies, if I'm ranking movies from my childhood that, I don't know, had a long-lasting impact and I watched 15, 20, 25, 30 times as a kid, Goonies is at the top of that list.
Yep.
Right underneath that one is probably The Never-Ending Story.
Falcor! Yeah, dude, I still reference that to this day. If there's a bag storm, I'm like, oh, then nothing's coming. Right?
All right, so in the comments section, because we're gonna have to pepper this stuff in with the other conversation.
Yeah.
And not only that, when people later on in the day come back to watch this, they're not going to understand at first. They're looking at, if they're just looking at the comments, they're going to be like, border Goonies. border Indiana Jones.
Right.
So, all right, a movie or two that goes far back into your childhood, or maybe it's right in that pivotal age when you're a tween or something like that.
Everybody post two movies that remind you of your childhood. Obviously, Chris and I say Goonies,
and that you don't even care that they're technically movies made for teens or tweens or kids. Yeah. But if it were to come on TV today and you have the time to donate, you will watch it again.
Like, I haven't seen. Think about it. It was Father's Day. It was 7 a.m, and I just go, you know what? Sounds like Goonie Day. Like, it's just, I mean, of course, I just wanted my son to see the camaraderie of boys. And he's surrounded by women all the time. He's got his little sister. All of his cousins are girls. It's just me, for the most part. So I wanted him to see what it was like to have, like, guy, because he really enjoys when it's just he and I. He's like, yeah, we're boys, Dad. Yeah, I mean, it's so fun. So I wanted him to see that and whatnot. So, but it was fun.
So going back to Goonies then. So then years later, I watch it again as an adult. I buy the DVD or on Blu-ray or something like that. And I go back and watch it. I'm like, holy smokes. Like what you just pointed out, I cannot remember.
So many.
That they cussed a lot.
A lot in that movie, man. A lot.
And,
oh my goodness.
It's a Steven Spielberg flick. All of a sudden, but also as an adult, I had an appreciation of what Spielberg did with that. The directing, the writing, and going, man, that was truly brilliant, as a film. But with that being said, Chris, the cuss words never even jumped out at you and I. So
I remember being younger and hearing it and being like, ooh, I remember that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do.
Okay.
But I didn't remember just how frequent it was. And then when it started going on, I'm like, oh, that's right. I mean, it was, but like I say, I know my son hears it in the other house. I know that. So
first of all, we're gonna give a single source thumbs up to the Goonies.
Yeah, single source guy, GG.
And thank you, Single Source, for everything that you do for us. We really appreciate it. Make sure you give them a call and get a quote from them the next time you're looking to be treated like a human being by an insurance company. That is their specialty. So give them a call or track them down online, singlesourceins.com.
So I just want to say this is just a quick. It's kind of high.
Okay.
I am. I glanced up at the TV, and it's funny. I see a comment that I posted yesterday. It says So it says save money, you could die early. Spend money, you could live longer. Either way, you can't take the money with you when you're gone.
Right.
The idea is, I feel there's a lot of people, and myself, I've been there as well. This is just, we're going a quick aside. Hey, boom. There's a lot of people that we want to, we want to save, and we don't really put a huge value on our lives. And our lives are priceless, man. And I know this and everyone knows this. We've all lost somebody dear to us, and sometimes we don't think that we are worthy. Sometimes we think the love that we have in our lives, that we deserve that love when someone could be abusing you, and you think that's just what you deserve when you don't understand you deserve the greatest among you. And so I feel like if you put a higher value on ourselves and our lives, like, I've stopped partaking in smoking anything. I've stopped. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Not to be better than anyone or anything.
Sounds like you're trying to be better than me right now.
No, not at all. I'm just saying that for me, it was just like I just really try to see the value of my life and more, and just kind of push it further. And that means if you're going to try to do a diet or change your life, and if that means you're going to spend a little extra money on food, spend the money on the food. If it means that you could be around here a little longer, because we need each other. We all need to be around. I'd be devastated if something happened to you.
Well, thank you.
We'll see. So yeah, I just say that to people, like, just like live your life. Whether it's going to a concert, going to the movies, you spend the money for the happiness that it gives you. Spend the money on happiness. Like, spend the money on feeling good. It's good to feel good, guys. It's so short, and you'll be miserable if you're not feeling. You'll be miserable. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I here? Dude, maybe you're not taking care of yourself. So that's all.
Johnny Torres is a Single Source insurance customer now.
My guy.
Both of you.
See?
All right, as soon as my policy's up, I'm switching. I'm making the switch.
Follow us.
When we were first talking to Single Source Insurance, I was so bummed because I really liked him. We were talking to Zach and his partner, his business partner. And I'm like, man, but I knew that just like a month and a half ago, my wife had gone through this whole thing and switched over our policies. And not only that, but paid off our policy for the year because it was going to save us like $300 or something like that. So I'm like, well, we're stuck, until whenever, but I'm making a switch as soon as I possibly can. All right. You ready for a couple of movies that are still impactful from their childhood? Elliot, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which one? Oh yeah, Vanilla Ice. That's right. He was in that. He did that.
And Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Great one. Yeah. That's a good one.
And from Patrick, Flight of the Navigator.
Okay.
Flight of the Navigator. Do you know that movie?
I do, but I'm not as really familiar with it. Crazy. I do remember it though. I got a question for you. Were you into Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I think Jessica Rabbit might have been my first little animated crush. Come on, man.
I'll have to do the math.
Rabbit?
Well, I'll have to do the math. Oh, no, she was definitely an animated crush.
Whoa.
But I'd have to do the math because I do recall that Princess Jasmine was right in my wheelhouse.
Whoa, Jasmine was like wife Mary. Whoa.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Jessica Rabbit helped to usher you into puberty.
Yes. Whoa. Had me like.
Oh, Johnny Torres just nailed one for me.
What'd he say?
The Last Starfighter. Do you know The Last Starfighter?
Oh, come on. Jay, that's my boy. That's my guy. Good call. Ooh.
Oh, my gosh. I even did.
Gosh, that was a good one.
Johnny,
that was a good one.
I can't remember how many years ago it was. Either did a break on the radio or it was a post on Facebook or something about I'm still waiting, and I can't remember the name, so I had to look it up at the time too. I'm still waiting for what's his face to come back from Centurion whatever to let me know that I'm special and I'm going to go fight in the wars into some other galaxy.
Do you guys remember Enemy Mine? Remember Enemy Mine? I know what Johnny remembers. Enemy Mine. Krull was one that was the thing that was like a boomerang. Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine had Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. Louis Gossett Jr. was an alien. They were fighting, and they ended up crashing in this one was it a planet? And they just them two, so they had to like live together. And Louis Gossett Jr. was a male, but I don't know. It was just
I do remember the movie because I would confuse the two every now and again and
with
think
The Last Starfighter.
Yes,
yeah, me too. That's what I thought about Enemy Mine. So yeah.
I would think that Louis Gossett Jr. was in Last Starfighter, but he wasn't.
No.
But anyway, good job, man.
Johnny D.
Rumor is there's a remake. There doesn't need to be a remake.
No, leave it alone.
There doesn't need to be a
remake.
remake.
Remember Cocoon?
Yep, I do remember Cocoon. Yeah. Well, it doesn't stand out as one of those.
It's just HBO.
Because I felt like that was even made for our parents or our grandparents back then. But anyway, all right. So well done on that. Let's see a couple more.
I'm curious what Johnny has to say about the border thing. I am curious about that.
Well, he has to be careful.
Careful. That's right, Johnny. My bad. I didn't mean to put you
right because he would be speaking. He would be connected to Marco
Rubio.
Yeah,
and then think that's what he's. That's true. My bad, Joe.
Let's see here.
Trying to think of other movies.
Well, we got Patrick says Cloak and Dagger was another.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
That was the one that was supposed to be a game.
Yeah, that's right.
Was that the one that was supposed to be a game on a college campus?
Daryl was another one in that. Daryl, the kid from Daryl, was in that. That kid was in everything.
That was a good one too. Point Break, yep, good one.
Point Break, yep.
The remake sucked. I did not see the remake.
Did not see the remake. Yeah, nah.
See, one thing that we have to remember when they do a remake, they're remaking it for the people that were our age back then.
Yeah.
So when you go watch it, be like, oh, it's too updated. It's too flashy and looks like Fast and the Furious.
Right.
I'm speaking mainly to Ready Player One right now, but well, that which was never a remake. That was just a movie.
That was pretty good.
But anyway.
Yeah. Gremlins.
Gremlins was a good one. Yeah. All right. So Never-Ending Story. Yeah, we talked about that, Johnny.
Never-Ending Story.
Atreyu, give me my name.
What is the name she says? What he says at the end?
I've
even Googled it trying to figure out what it was. What did it say again?
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam, something like
Moonbeam or something. We'll look it up. But because I went back to watch the movie. And to go, okay, I got to figure out because he screams it out the window and like it's thunder and lightning, and you can't understand what he's saying.
Exactly.
All right, was it Atreyu?
Atreyu was the dude on the Falcor.
The princess.
The princess. What was the princess's name?
Princess.
I remember them. Yeah.
Name. And they'll probably get it over here before I do. Don't make me sound like a bad parent. Sharon's talking about the movies that Elliot grew up with, and he's saying it was from his childhood. He put down Rocky Horror Picture Show
with Tim
Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah. And who was also Pennywise
Tim Curry was in the original?
In the original in Stephen King, that's right.
No kidding.
Yes, he was.
He was also Cardinal Richelieu.
And I did not watch Rocky Horror. My parents wouldn't let me see that.
Yeah, I saw it as an adult or like as a 19, 20, something like that. I have a good radio story about
Dirty
Tim Curry.
Dancing. Do you?
Yes.
Tell us. Do tell.
So Tim Curry, I don't know. I just think is brilliant. A great character actor. Yes. Like I said, he was Cardinal Richelieu and all for one, but more for me. And so he was pimping. What was it? Congo? I think was that the movie or something with they were going after silverback gorillas. I think it was called Congo.
Congo.
Yeah. So I'd seen the movie and we were talking about it, and I go, I think it's so brilliant because his character in that movie, it was this con artist, right, from Austria, I believe it was, and I felt like he had gone, like his character slipped out of the accent, in the movie, and I thought it was on purpose. So I go, and I think it's so brilliant, how you slipped, how your character slipped in and out of the accent, and he goes, "Oh, really? I thought it was flawless Austrian." And I was just like, "Oh,
you called him out. That's fine." You told me you had to tell him what scene it was. That would have been great.
He laughed it off, and it was no big deal. But it's just one of those moments you're like, "Oh." It's like walking up to someone and going, "Oh my God, how many months are you pregnant?"
I'm not pregnant. I've seen that. Oh my gosh,
seen it too.
I've seen it.
I saw it at a show, Chris.
How about I was dating someone when they said it to the person I was dating? Ooh, that kind of position that put me in. Like I had to play cleanup.
Oof, yeah, there's a lot of balls in the air on that one. Man. There's a lot of glasses that are flying in the air on that one.
I mean, but I wasn't there. It was interesting because I saw the person who asked was telling someone else, and they felt so bad, and I didn't know. And then when they came to me and said this person I was like, yeah, it's a rough one.
Was that a concert? Or it was a small show, and me and another DJ, a female, my dear friend Chaz. We were up on stage and we're getting ready to bring up the act. And there's this woman right there in the front, and she's just woo, and and the person that I'm with goes, blah blah blah, and even look at this pregnant girl here partying with us tonight. And her friends, there's like 4, 5, 6 girls behind her, just start dying laughing, and she's like, "I'm not pregnant." But the thing is about it was one of those, you remember those old hippie pleated dresses that the girls would like wear up to here, and you can't help but look pregnant in them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was one of those things, and so she even said, it's okay. My friends told me not to wear this tonight. They said it made me look pregnant.
Oh, well, dude. Oh, man. I wonder if she got in the gym after that.
Dark Crystal.
The Dark Crystal.
Well
what
done.
A weird movie. That's right. That was Stephen King, I believe, wasn't it? I think that was Stephen King as well. Let's look it up.
Yeah, look, if you want to. Oh, I'm still looking up the princess's name. Hold on. What was the princess's name? Oh, and Google completed it for me. A Never-Ending Story.
Nice. You're not the only ones to ask.
Moonchild.
Moonchild.
That's what it was.
What's up, brother? Hey.
A little tour of the...
So I act like this is my house, and I just leave things around and stuff.
Hey, Chris, I have this idea. How you
doing?
doing?
What's going on, y'all?
This is Joe and Chris from the Skills Center. They're doing a lot of great community work.
Gentlemen.
Cool.
As these guys have been talking about broadcasting some games and whatnot?
Yes.
All right. Well,
welcome. Can I borrow a couple inches? As y'all tall as I'll get, I made me feel real short. I'm like, man. Gotta got my hair up, made me look taller and stuff, man.
All right. So what are you looking up again? You were looking up who did
the Dark Crystal. I think it was Steven Spielberg.
Now, while you're doing that,
do y'all remember that movie, The Dark Crystal? Old school, old movie. You remember that? Weird. Yeah, puppet.
Because I remember Jim Henson.
Jim Henson.
Is that who you're thinking of?
Yeah, okay.
About.
Right.
Jim Henson.
Yes.
Jim Henson. All right, but believe it or so when Danielle, the person that co-hosted yesterday, she and I used to be on a show together, The Morning X. You met her a few times.
Yeah, she's great.
So when she first came there were people go, "Oh, she looks like Sandra Bullock." She said, "It looks like Sandra Bullock, like this type." And I go, "No, she looks like that boy from Dark Crystal. Not even the female character, but the male character, which I can't even remember his name now, from Dark Crystal." And she absolutely hated me. But speaking of which, I wanted to show you something today because I know you weren't watching at the beginning of the show yesterday.
Yeah.
When she first sat down in your spot there, and she was like, and I put up the Wake.Show will begin shortly, right?
Right.
And she goes, "Don't you usually have music or something playing here?" And I go, "That's usually Chris. Chris is just picking in his guitar, right?" And she goes, "Well, turn my mic on."
What does she do? you start rapping or something?
Do 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 do. The Wake.Show.
Whoa, he's doing it right now.
The Wake.Show beginning of Monday.
Ring ding 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 ding.
Wait for it.
The Wake.Show will begin in a moment.
She's crazy. She's funny.
She is.
She's funny.
She is.
She's funny.
I figured you would appreciate that.
I'm curious. What I'd like to. Can we interview them?
Sure.
Can we do? Y'all cool to do a little quick interview? Yeah, this would be perfect.
Yeah, if you guys, if one of you want to hop down on that chair there, and if Chris, if you could help him out with the microphone there, and then Cords, yeah, thank you, Cords.
Chris, Joe, nice to meet you.
And we'll talk to him. I've had I don't know if I've met. I think yes, I think you and I have met. And let me see here. Let's get that microphone on there. If we could get it up a little bit close. There we go. Something like that. There we go. All right, sir. Welcome back. What is your name again?
Chris Ward.
Chris Ward. And tell me a little bit about the Skills Center, where it is, and all that good stuff.
We're at 300 East Sly Avenue. We're a sports-based non-for-profit. We work with kids, helping them to transfer the skills that they already possess, transfer into life skills and academics. So there's social skills that they already possess, such as conflict resolution, communication, work ethic, integrity, respect, responsibility, just the simple things that they already possess. Just teach them how to transfer it into a academic and a life setting.
And one of the things that you guys have been great about doing in recent years, utilizing technology, is one of the programs that you guys have, or part of what you guys do, are these basketball programs, games.
Skill development programs.
And they record all of these and get them up online. They've been ahead of the game in technology, and one of the reasons why they're over here is because they want to figure out the technology and be able to air all these games. So people, like moms and dads, aren't able to get away from work or something like that. They can pull it up on their phone.
Exactly. And we want to actually have the kids involved. We want this to be, just like you're sitting here doing this, how many kids from the inner city, or kids period, are able to do what you do? I mean, we thought about this as a child. So most kids want to play sports.
Right.
They want to be a professional athlete. Well, that's just not going to work for everybody.
Some of us are not cut out for that, but we're really good with some headphones on behind a mixing board.
Exactly. And the sweet part about that is they can still stay around the sport. They can film it, they can do commentary, they can do a lot of things, and there's a lot of good money out there for people that are doing comedy. I think Charles Barkley just got $1 million just to sit on television and talk crazy.
Yeah, right. And he does.
Which is fine with me, because we do it in a sports bar or sitting at home watching basketball anyway.
Right. Why not get paid to do it? Right.
Why not get paid to do it, or have a skill set?
Yeah.
So that's what we're about. We're not just about the game itself.
Of course.
We're about the professions that go around the game and educating kids on it.
How many kids do you have right now that you guys are working with?
We currently work with about 2,600 kids a year.
And if you would say the high ceiling, you'd like to see X amount.
We'd like to see 3,500 a year that we can work with, that we can provide service for. One thing we know we can't do is we can't cater to 100,000 kids. That's just silly. Right. We'd be dropping off something. So we're big on partnerships.
Okay.
And preparing kids through that. So we're big on community partners. We're big on volunteers. So our job is just to, like I said, change the world one jump at a time.
And now that you and I have met a couple times, and Cords is very community minded as well. Keep me in mind, keep Chris in mind for hosting events. If you ever need a little entertainment, he's an incredible singer-songwriter. Yeah. His guitar's right here on the wall there. And we'd love to, help you guys and support you guys.
Well, August 4th, we're going to be hosting a big event.
Well, that's too soon. That's too soon.
That's too much. That's too much. No, but I'm just saying, August 4th, we're going to host a big event, back-to-school event, where we're going to give away backpacks. Wawa's is going to be our sponsor.
Cool.
We're going to give away backpacks, food, the Lightning, the Rays, the Bucks.
All right, where is this going to be held?
This is going to be held at the Skill Center, 300 East Sly Avenue.
Nice. I'll have to check to see if I'm open, because right now on the schedule it says do not schedule anything. But I don't.
Well, I'll tell you, I played sports, of course, growing up. Was going to play in college, and I had that moment of, you're going to play in college or you're going to do music. and I chose music. I'm glad I did. So I would love to be able to be a part. I like to go to schools and talk to kids, little kids, whatever I can do. So please count me in to whatever you can find. Whatever, even if it's just me shaking hands and saying hi.
I explain that to kids. You know, what's the first thing you hear when you walk into a basketball arena? They say music.
I was going to say sneakers squeaking, but
you know, so music is a part of it as well.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of kids want to be entertainers. You know, so I mean, it's really. You know, we have a STEM program. We do SAT, ACT prep. We do standardized testing. We do tutoring. So it's not just about basketball or football. It's
about everything.
It's about everything.
It's about life.
All right, so if people want to get involved or help out kids or anything like, can they just walk in off the street with something like this, or do they have to go through another program to get to you guys?
They can go to our website, which is www.theskillcenter.org. www.theskillcenter.org.
And that's if you're looking at your screen right now, this is the website you'll see when you pull that up.
And is there anything that you could think of off the top of your head that we could do? Just, you know, to help get to the 3,500, what can we do? Just Chris and I, anyone listening, what do you think the best thing we can do for you guys to help with that?
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
You know, that's the best. You know, for us being a small not-for-profit, our biggest piece is marketing. You know, we don't have the marketing dollars to reach every household or to reach every internet space or whatever. So just helping spread the word and bring awareness to youth development through sports.
Well, as you get closer to the event, August 4th, maybe the week prior or something, have you back in here and also take that piece out and give it back to you guys. I'll edit right out of it. So then you can boost it. You can put it on your page, put it on all your social media, website and stuff like that. And if that can help as well, you know.
Oh, yeah, please. Definitely. Right. Anything will help. So I truly appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you. I mean, kids get left out all the time, it seems now. And just to have people, adults who care, it's nice, man. I'm glad to meet you.
And before you leave real quick in the comment section, Nikki says education is the key. That is awesome. Steve says, I work with an inner city football program that is taking the kids playing football and teach them life skills, giving them opportunities with jobs, CEOs, and providing them tutoring as well as doing class. This is great. This is great to see this kind of stuff in our community.
Perfect.
So,
yeah.
All right, Mr. Ward, it was a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, thanks, Chris.
And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hi, Joe. Thank you.
You're watching the Wake.Show?
Yes, absolutely. So, y'all, this is very serious, everyone. This is very serious. You got to go check them out. We have to help. We all understand that. We all understand what's at stake. The future is at stake.
Like I said, I've had a conversation with them before, and they've got a lot going on, man. They really have, I guess,
they really care.
For lack of a better, their act together. These kids are already Facebooking live, like a lot of these events that they're putting together, and They just want to take it up a level, and it's really cool. So, all right,
I love that. See, that's the thing. It's the thing for me, and I talk about it all the time. Just to help, to see a difference, to make a difference, to set people's dreams. Man, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing that feels better for your soul than to know you made a difference. Just remember that, man. I had a conversation with my son today, and what I was telling him is that life is not about you, Jahani. It's not Jahani's world. Life is about everyone around you, Jahani. It's about everyone around you. It's about everyone around you. So, I don't know. It's helped me get out of myself.
Same here.
Nothing was working in my life when I was thinking about me.
Did you know today was Juneteenth?
No. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Is that like National Day of...
Check your phone. Check your phone. And I'm not talking about Google. I'm talking about go to you pull up your calendar right now, and Juneteenth is marked on there, so it must be something.
This is interesting.
All right? I think I saw Juneteenth on there this morning anyway.
Juneteenth. Yeah, what does that mean? Okay, let's check it. Did you check it out?
I've pulled it up, but I literally have no idea. Juneteenth. Do we want to take any guesses first? Like, what the hell Juneteenth is? Is this halfway to Christmas?
Oh, dude. Oh, my goodness. I guess I should know this. Juneteenth, also known as Juneteenth Independence Day or Freedom Day, is an American holiday that commemorates the June 19th, 1865 announcement of the abolition of slavery in the U.S. state of Texas. Geez. And more generally, the emancipation of enslaved African Americans throughout the former Confederacy of the Southern States. I feel like I should know that. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Is there pressure to know the history of Black America? Only in times like this when you don't know what Juneteenth is.
Well, I wouldn't say pressure. I think it's nice to know like what goes on in history, and nice, because that's good to know. That's why I said, it's good to know.
But you said, I feel like this is something I should know.
Well, being an African American and understanding that slavery was real, and that and to feel racism and the stories I've shared on the show, it's it's good for me to but not necessarily like I'm gonna get a cake and be like hey I mean. Sometimes sometimes remembering it it's just like that's where we were, and I just want to get past it.
Right.
So I mean, you've got both sides of it. It's fair, but thanks for the question, and that's awesome of you to ask that.
All right. So by the way, that was not me setting you up. I want you to know that
I know it wasn't.
Okay, good, because
I didn't see it as that.
Now it's not good prep on my part. I should already know everything that I'm going to swing on you guys. But I literally wanted to find out, because just in case, like you and I wanted to go back and forth and guess what the hell Juneteenth was.
But how cool was it that it went down the way it did? I said, I feel like I should know it, and then you're able to ask the question, and we're able to talk about it, and me being the African American Black dude in the room and reading it, it's like, it's and my reaction to it was very honest, and I think that's good. It's good. I think it's fair. I see myself as Chris before seeing myself as a Black dude. I know that you see me as Chris before Black dude, and I think that's the general theme of life. When you don't know who anyone is, they're not defined by their color. I don't care who you are. I know that America, in the States, like, there's, of course, nothing is necessarily even in life. You can tell that by looking at a sporting event, like, you know what I mean. But
well, it depends on the playing field.
But at the end of the day, I do see a change. I know that when I was growing up, when you're looking in history books, and it was like, segregation, and those people, they lost, and then it was like, no, same-sex marriage, and now you're losing. So there's something changing, and so eventually it'll all come to pass. I mean, Bob Marley was black and white, and he was like, he's the guy that everyone loves, so there's something to be said. And that was back in a time when it wasn't. He was made fun of at a young age. So I feel like time is changing, and it's good, and just to be a part of it, it's nice.
Speaking of black and white, Michael Jackson.
My guy.
Michael Jackson Broadway musical planned, but it's not so easy as ABC 1, 2, 3. What an awesome headline. To tell his life story. So this is fascinating. What do you put in and what do you leave out is the question here. So indeed, the life story. Will this musical examine how Jackson kids were reportedly beaten and worked to the bone by their father? Will Michael's terror over being locked in a closet for not rehearsing properly be depicted? Or do you do listen, you make it a magical experience, like you're going to Disney, you show all the positive ways that things from Michael Jackson's life, and you have this big woo, or do you take him through everything? How would you like to see it played out?
I know how you would do it.
Oh, I would do it?
You would do it. You'd show all of it.
I would try. Yeah, I would try to take. I would try to. Take you through that ride, and hopefully at the end have this new respect for Michael Jackson.
That's what I say. I think tell the truth. The truth shall set you free. There's a lot of people who, just like with anyone, they misunderstand, and so we HATE what we misunderstand, and we ostracize it. We crucify them like we do with all the great teachers in the past. And I feel like maybe some empathy would go a long way if you could be like, man, dude saw that, man, what would that do for me? Man, he saw that. No wonder he's a little off. Maybe he's just different. And so instead of us finding different and just casting into the side, like you were saying earlier, like when someone's by themselves, they feel like we can't survive alone. So that's why people join fraternities and sororities just to fit in, and I'll pay money to be a part. And so maybe it might be a good way to change and make different actually accepting different being a good thing. Dare to be different.
So what would you do with his later on in life stuff? Because you're not necessarily a believer that he ever did anything inappropriate with children, even though there were payoffs and this and that. You feel like those were all dragging him through the mud, trying to get money from him. Or I'm sorry. Let me not put words in your mouth. How do you see that?
I feel like there's something that we don't know. Obviously, I can't. When you know a person who's in the Guinness World Book of Records for charity, You know that, he really, have you seen my childhood? Like, I mean, he was off. He didn't have a child. He was just
Right.
things that he'd seen. And you know that maybe he wanted so desperately to feel normal and fit in, but everywhere he had to go a mask and all that. And I know that kids keep it easy. Like, I'd rather hang out with my kids than adults because there's just some things you don't see. And so I can understand that level of that life, and he's just he's a good dude. Obviously, I can understand him wanting to just be around kids because, man, like, you guys don't necessarily do the things that adults do. I know that he's different, and so Never Never Land and all that, like, just wanting to be with kids. And so maybe he didn't have like sleepovers like all of us had sleepovers, So I think again, I would be like, Mike, what are you doing? Like, dude, no, don't do that. Like, I don't have any 8-year-old kids being like, can Chris come out and play? Like, nah, kid. Like, there's something to be said.
So psychologically, let's say that we can understand it. We look back at the stories that came out of little Michael Jackson and go, yeah, he got trapped in his childhood somewhere. He does not connect with adults. Mm-hmm. And when he's happy, when he's at peace, is when he's connecting with children, not in a perverted way, not in that kind of way at all, just connecting with children, like kind of way, like the way you were describing.
If you want to see a connection with kids, go check out YouTube, Chris McCarty Inspiration. I want you to just go skip to the end. And this is why I defend someone like Mike, because I didn't see what he saw, but I have an affinity with children. I love kids. I know there's an innocence attached to them, and I get made fun of a lot of times. People saying I'm a big kid, which is okay with me. And so that's where I feel I'm like, man, there's something.
But you also connect with adults,
and that's the thing. I do connect with adults because I didn't have the childhood that he had. I was able to be, did have slumber parties and birthday parties, and
I think all of us, everybody watching, all of us can relate with what you're talking about. Yeah, there's
like
we love kids. You just love being around kids. There's a certain, like you said, a certain innocence there. They're not judging you on this level. Well, that's not true. They can judge the shit out of you.
Well, if they're 5 and 3 and say they can, but there's an honesty that is attached to them.
True.
And I feel like if you're a child, like, how many child stars do we know that went off the deep end and like got into drugs, like Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, like they lost a sense of just being children and being famous and trapped in this weird bubble. And I mean, this kid was told, from the stories I heard, I mean, he was told he had to lie, like he knew his dad was cheating on his mom and had a lot, like that's a lot of pressure for a little kid, man.
All right, so then let's get back to the original question of you're putting together Michael Jackson's life on Broadway. So how do you handle that period of his life then? Is it something with some subtle subtext, nuanced in the background where we all know what phase he's in right now, but we're going to kind of just throw some questions up there and just move on to the next hit song?
I think, I mean, if it were me, I would definitely try to bring the house down and make them cry. Let people have their own time, but because everybody made fun of Michael Jackson at some point. Like, let them really see and internalize themselves, like, man, I actually feel bad for this dude. What would that do? What could I imagine it do? Imagine going forward and they look at people and want to be like, and then they remember that moment and be like, maybe I shouldn't judge. Maybe I shouldn't judge. Because that's the thing that we struggle with. People, as you just said, kids will judge, Maybe that, I feel, if it were me, like, give it to them. Let everybody feel it. Feel it. Be like scared.
All right, so Michael Jackson 2 hit Broadway, and I guess the person that will get this role ultimately, that is going to be a little pressure. That is going to be some pressure to be the king of pop. All right, I want to get back to Nikki's comment from the beginning of the show. We'll talk a little bit about what's happening at the border. It's consuming America right now. And locally, Pinellas Sheriff Bob Galtieri denounces the family separation at the border. Now, he's blaming Congress for the inaction. This is the politics that's so frustrating to people like you and I. Because as soon as we go, hey, we don't like this, because of the politics and where we are in our country right now, we have to then go, okay, I don't like this, and it's their fault. I don't like this. It's their fault. Like, okay, come on.
It's our fault.
All right.
We're all together in this.
All right.
It's our fault.
This is America 2018. This isn't Nazi Germany at the, in 1920. We are better. We are striving to constantly be better as humanity, as a civilization, as a country. We have been setting the moral standard in the world for 70 years now. This can't happen. Okay? This is outside of the border issue. We got to do something. All right, we got to do something. We're not doing this. We're not playing that game where we've now we've lessened them as human beings, and they're just crooks, just criminals, and separating. No, that is complete and utter bullshit. This is America. By the way, Jeff Sessions, as a former Christian, I'm very offended at you going back to the Bible to justify this. Similarly, so sick of that. As people like you use the Bible to justify slavery not that long ago. So this is not acceptable in America. Whose fault is it? I'm not exactly sure. All I know is there is a party that is in control. And that party that is in control, the president is of that same party. They have a lot of power. So to keep pointing fingers at the minority and saying this is all they're doing as you're separating children is unacceptable as an American.
Two wrongs don't make it right, bro.
So
we teach our children that two wrongs don't make it right. Do we not?
I don't know. Yes, I do not know the long-term comprehensive answer to border safety. I do know that left-wing, right-wing, Republicans, Democrats do not like this. We don't split up families. Okay?
They're people.
They're people.
We are people. It's borderlines when you hear people say, "Oh, it's just business." Here's what's really sad about the times that we're in. It takes a person to do someone else's wrong crime. Like, how can you be a human being and be like, "Yo, man, I'm going to shut you down and we're going to do this horrific thing," and then be like, "Well, I'm just doing my job." Like, dude, you're part of the problem at this point. Like, you're exercising something that's immoral. And that's the thing. I read it about, 97% of the population are followers, and those are the most dangerous people on the planet because they'll just follow. Like, Hitler wasn't the dude who killed millions of people. Millions of people killed millions of people. And millions of followers are I'm just doing my job. Like, I just do my job.
Right. That's a thing.
It's just,
I'm just doing it. I'm just following the law. And that's another scary thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to change. I don't know.
So let me get to this because I know this can be very divisive. But that's why I want to turn to the local law enforcement here. Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri this week denounced the federal government's practice of separating children from their families at the border as devastating, while calling on Congress to pass laws to slow the flow of undocumented immigrants entering the United States. He was the only one of Tampa Bay's 4 top law enforcement officials, all Republicans. Whoops, sorry, didn't even just do that. There we go. Who responded to a request for comment on the issue, which is dominating the national conversation and sparking outcry from the local, state, and federal elected officials. In an interview, he said the practice worsens the already serious problem of illegal border crossing. Quote, "I don't think it's right. Teenagers on down. The only thing a lot of them know are their parents. They need their parents." He went on to caution against a so-called zero-tolerance policies. Generally speaking, when you have absolutes, it usually leads to an improper and unjust results. That is very true. That is fundamental in life as far as I'm concerned. I'd like to repeat that because this is something you should put on your wall. Generally speaking, when you have absolutes, people who deal in absolutes, it usually leads to an improper and unjust result. Okay? And that is what's happening right now in America. And it is what the hell did I just do? I just hit a button and turned you upside down.
It's okay.
What the? Hold on a second.
Absolute.
All right, now I'm upside down. What the? Hold on, freeze. Chris, I have no idea what I did.
It's okay.
This is not a very complicated machine over here.
But maybe it is. You had me ready a second ago. Go back. And now,
That's supposed to go
I'll just be upside down for a while, man. It's cool.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's supposed to go to split screen when I do that.
Batman, I'm upside down. Oh, there you go. You got it. Hi. You got it fixed. It's all good.
Freeze.
No, look, I'm fine.
Okay. All right, but this okay.
That was kind of funny though.
No, you are fine. But okay. Well, I guess we're back to this. Our fancy split screen is gone, Chris.
It's all good, man.
I don't know what button I hit. Oh well. All right. Nikki says there is a solution. I don't know what it is, but as long as both sides play tug of war, it'll never get fixed. And now Pat Largo has motion sickness. Sorry about that. That's my apology. All right, on to the next thing. What was this one? Oh, we don't need to get on this.
I got a great idea.
Go right ahead.
Let's find a picture. Go Google children holding hands.
All right. What?
Just trust me.
Man, are you trying to get the government on me?
Just trust me. Do you trust me?
Children holding hands.
Trust me.
It's what Michael Jackson used to Google.
Dude, just trust me. All right.
Hit images?
Images. And now, perfect. The one around the world. The one with the kids around the world. Put that up. Okay. Now, zoom in on that. Leave that right where it is. Do not move that.
All right. I will not move it. Except maybe a little to the right.
Just trust me. All
All right. Go ahead.
One love, one art. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one art. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the children crying, love. Hear the children crying. Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let them all pass their dirty remarks. There is one question I really love to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has earned all mankind just to save his own? Believe it. One love, one eye. Let's get together and feel alright. As it is in beginning, so shall it be in the end. Saying thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together to fight this Armageddon. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. And pity on those whose chances grow thinner. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Singing one love, one eye. Let's get together and feel alright. I'm pleading to mankind, love, oh Lord. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. One love, one eye. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one eye. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
Mr. Chris McCarty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for trusting me.
Oh man, no worries. Hey, when you pick up your guitar, I trust you. I trust you. All right, thank you so much for being a part of the Wake.Show. What do your gigs look like this week? It's Tuesday.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be at I'm still thinking about everything just went down. I'm gonna be at Krabby Bill's tomorrow in Indian Rocks Beach. I will be in Dunedin on Thursday. At the Hard Rock on Friday. Where am I Saturday? I'm somewhere Saturday.
So that song didn't get it. That song didn't get it out of your head. Usually, you pick up the guitar, you play a song, and whatever it was we were just talking about washes away.
It was one of those things where I really was. It's funny. I was hoping that you didn't even say my name or anything. We just sat there for a second because I didn't want it to be about me. I want us to feel like I'm getting emotional right now. Like, I really am.
For any particular reason, or just...
Dude, like... I feel bad for those kids, man. I just, you know, adults, man, we mess so much stuff up, and our kids take the brunt of it. I mean, I made some mistakes, of course, in life, and my kids are paying for it. Like, you know, I'm not saying I cheated, I didn't do anything stupid like that. I'm just saying, like, whether I didn't clean up fast enough, or whether I didn't, you know, just things like that, just not thinking of like what this could be for them. And then I see this, and it's just, and I stop and think about Bob Marley, and like, this dude came and he left at 36, and it was like this real, like, this is bigger than any of us really think. You know, this is big, like God made that guy, or the universe made that guy for us, and he just left, and he left so fast with these messages, and it's like one love, and like I'm reading these, like, hear the children crying, hear the like, you have to think, I see myself as a messenger, and like, for whatever reason, while this is going on, that is what I heard. And then it was the same idea about put the video up there, put the picture of the kids, and like, I'm not thinking about the lyrics, I hear the children, so I'm like, there's a reason that came to me. Just bothered, I guess.
Listen, I want you to know that this moment that is happening, I'm not trying to exploit or whatever. This is based on trusting you, and if you know, just want to just say, hey, I got nothing left here, we'll wrap up and pick up tomorrow. That is fine. If you want to sit in this moment at all, until something, you know, a little bit more uplifting washes over you, you know, I can respect that too. So whatever you want to do, man.
I think no, I just it's okay. It's okay for people to see a grown man get emotional over what we are doing to ourselves. I think I'm not scared of being ridiculed. I get on stage every night, and a bunch of people that I don't know, and they may think whatever, and I don't care. I believe I have work to do here. I believe I have a job to do here, and I was born on Valentine's Day, the day of love, for a reason. And
there's also a famous massacre on Valentine's Day too.
Right on.
A couple, actually. Nikki says it's a messed up situation. I feel like because I'm a Trump supporter, people think I want to see this stuff. I would like to think all people want peace, but they don't. But I don't feel it's Donald Trump's fault. It's tough. Sorry, just my opinion. I hope it doesn't offend anyone.
I'd say this. I don't believe anyone who voted for Trump saw this coming. I don't think, when I was in the whole voting thing, I wasn't thinking about any of this. So I don't blame anyone who voted for. I don't think there was a person being like, you know what, let me vote for this dude because at some point they're gonna rip these kids away from me, and I want to see that. I don't believe that anyone was doing that. So no, Nikki, I don't blame you. I think that we as people are making decisions that are not necessary. Like, we don't know what we're doing. Like, we're like a bunch of grown kids. We don't know what we're doing, and it's sad, and it's just what's happening.
And Nikki, I'm sorry to cut you off,
you're
Chris.
good, man. You're good.
And Nikki, it may not be 100% the president's fault, but over the past few days, yesterday and on Friday, he got in front of the cameras not to go. Well, he did say, nobody wants to see this, but he goes, nobody wants to see this, and it's all the Democrats' fault, and it was playing politics. He is the leader of the Republican Party. They are in control, and they can stop this like that. We're not separating families. I don't know how you're going to deal with it. That's fine. We need to deal with it. I'm not saying just let everybody rush in and we're going to George Soros take down all the borders of the world. It's probably another few generations before we can get there with that one. But But this is it is Nikki, I don't know if you're watching the news or not, or if you kind of, if you're like Chris, you keep it shoved to the side. But we can stop what's happening right now with the separation of families. Stop it right now, boom, and then we'll continue the conversation. Okay, now what do we do with these families? How do we handle all that's fine? But we're not. Also, Nikki, here's because I watch too much of this crap, right? It also feels like feels very mobster to me, okay? It feels like somebody is holding a child over a cliff by the neck and going, well, this is your fault. If you don't want this child, if you don't want to let this child go and drop and fall to its death, then you will do this. Then you'll sign this bill. This seems like extortion, coercion. And I know a lot of people, that's one of the things they like about Trump, because he's that old world mobster, king, God king, CEO, you do as I say, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, and we're doing it my way. I know some of you love that about him, but here we are, and this is America 2018, and this is unacceptable.
Here's the thing that really bothers me about people. Like, when I think of God, I think love, I think truth, I think compassion, I think the great people that we've seen in the past that we admire, the Mother Teresa's of the world, and I think God like that. I think God is a unification, like love, and I can't say this is of God. I can't, and I'm not trying to say devil. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like this is what and then with the same people being like, but we love the flag. I don't understand it. It just feels hypocritical. It doesn't feel
well.
good.
A lot of people think this is of God. You have Jeff Sessions quoting the Bible,
and that's what I'm saying. And this is where I have a problem with man, which a lot of us have a problem with man. At some point, I want to take off the books and be like, how do you feel? Like, if someone took your child from you and said, how would you feel? And if you said, I wouldn't like it, well, then maybe that's just where we should go. But I just say it doesn't feel good, so I'm not with it. It's like everyone wants to go drink so we can feel good. We want to go out so we can feel good. Everyone wants to feel good. This doesn't feel good, so how can you justify it? And then we fall back on, well, it's just business, or it's a Bible, and it's like, nope, that's just bullshit. Such bullshit. It's sad, but I feel like maybe it's something's gonna come, something's gonna change, and I'll tell you right now, man, like, I'm gonna do everything I can to stop it. And I don't know what that means, and there's and if that means crying on camera, so be it. I'm just gonna keep on doing what I do, but I promise you guys this, man, like, I won't stop until I get a real chokehold on all this stuff, because this just doesn't feel good, and I don't want my kids to see this anymore. I don't want my kids to see it.
Nikki's asking what the solution is. I told you I don't know what the long-term comprehensive solution is to border security. I do know that in America in 2018, and you haven't seen me get too worked up about the politics of the day, Nikki, and even going back, you can talk to Schreiner when I was doing AM talk radio not that long ago. That was last October that ended, and I did it for a few years in the era of Trump. I spent a lot of time not defending Trump necessarily, but not piling on. And as people wanted to pile on him, I would go, well, I understand where you're coming from. I can see that. However, also look at this. You can look at this and da-da-da. You're getting all worked up over this one thing, da-da-da. Where were you when Bill Clinton was assaulting interns and sexually assaulting people back in the 90s? And, so on and so on. But this isn't about This isn't about Trump, okay? I haven't even brought up Trump, as a matter of fact, on all this, except for the fact that our leader is on TV going, I don't like this either, and it's the Democrats' fault. That's BS. You are in control. Your party is in control, and that is
lack of accountability.
It's a bold-faced lie, is what it is. It is a bold-faced lie to whatever to justify whatever end. Okay, and this is not Nazi Germany.
Like like a parent, like, would you teach your children to be like, would you want? I did it, but it's Johnny's fault. Like, as a parent, like, I just got into my kids about the same thing. I just feel like we should, you know, as parents, we should do as we would teach our kids.
And can I turn the mirror on you for a second, Chris?
Of course.
And I don't mean this in a rude way.
Bring it.
Because I know you mean it, but you know,
bring it.
I know you feel like you do have a mission and a message, but it doesn't mean that all the big problems of the world, you have to sit there and now wallow in it and go, okay, I'm not going to stop until I figure this out. You know, you have a place in all of this, or this is the way I see it anyway. We all have a place in all of this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is, all right, I'm now going to focus on this and I'm going to be the one that resolves all of this. Your role in this, my role in this may be exactly what we're doing here in the music and the connecting the people like Nikki with the people like Elliot, and our effect is going to be on somebody like them, and they're the one that's going to have the impact in the world.
Wait.
Did you see?
Wait. So you just said the same thing he said. You're saying, I'm just going to do this, but it's going to be you who does it.
No, but what I'm...
that's what you just said.
So I said what?
You said, I'll do what I'm supposed to do, and then they're going to have the impact on the world. So that's taking it out of my hands and putting it into someone else's hands.
God's.
Wait, but you just said, I'll do this little... Wait, I'm just trying to make sure that's what you said. Like, we just do our little part here, and then we influence someone else and let them do it and them change the world?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how that all plays out. But remember, every little action is like dropping a little pedal in a pond, and it resonates out like that.
So how about that action is now making me do something different? So all I'm saying is I don't want to take and give it to someone else. You do it. So what if, just maybe, this little bit makes me be like, you know what? So what if I say this? What if my job is to go, you know what? How can I really do it? Adults? Nope. I'll wait. So what if in my little head, the same thing, that voice that told me to pick up that song, the same voice that told me to do that, the same thing that got me motivated, what if that makes me go, you need to go to these kids, these kids, and infiltrate them at that point, because the adults clearly can't figure it out. So maybe someone who's loving and compassionate, who loves life the way I do, that has no problems crying over a situation like this about kids that have nothing to do, they're not even my kids. Maybe that person is the way, and I go and say, I got a job to do, because maybe I'm the one that can play the guitar, maybe I'm the one that can sing, maybe, just maybe. So instead of putting it into someone else's hands, maybe I sit and be like, I don't want my kids to see this, so I got to do something, and maybe that is the part that I have to do.
Okay, all right. It's just large. It's a large undertaking, is all.
And so, but what's my life supposed to be for? What, you want me to sit back and watch TV?
Not watch.
Twiddle my thumbs and act like let somebody else do it? What if that was my calling? So I don't want to listen to anybody else. I have created with God, with the souls who supported me, supported me throughout my life, with my own hands. I taught myself how to play the guitar. I have close to 10,000 followers on Facebook. No one taught me how to do this. I read all these books, did it myself. So you tell me that I can't make another thing and go even higher? Is that what you want me to think? Think less of myself? Or I could say, you know what, I'll die trying until, okay. So you want me to back off and be like, I'll leave it to someone else, or, oh, it's such a bigger idea. Or maybe I was made for it. And maybe, just what we said about 97% of the followers. Well, what if I set a yardstick up and get 97% of the little kids who are very impressionable? Tobacco companies are doing it, try to hit them and hook them early. Why not hook them on some love stuff? Go watch it. Chris McCarty, inspirational. And look what I'm saying to these kids. And watch what they do. And so maybe it's great that people don't necessarily know what I'm thinking. And maybe that's what I do. And then I can die peacefully. And my kids don't see it. So yeah, I challenge myself. As I challenge myself, I stop smoking, I stop drinking, I keep pushing myself. And maybe this is what I need to keep pushing myself, to give myself something else to do. Maybe that's part of it. So yeah, thank you. Like I said, bring it. I don't care. Next.
Right. No, that's fine. That's fine. By the way, was all that pointed at me? A little bit, like a little column.
Yeah, it was.
Half and half. Okay, well, so if some of those
challenge me, that's fine. I'm just that's how I am.
I'm obviously not telling you to sit on the couch and just let life pass you by.
But what were you saying?
Well, be
a little gear and do my little part and be okay in my little place and let somebody else handle it.
And let God handle the rest.
Okay, that's the same thing as saying, "Oh, well, the Bible told me." Same thing, just the other side of the coin.
All right. No, I'm not telling you anything. You've got your path here, and you do you. The way that I sometimes wonder if wonder is all these things that we don't like, the things we like and don't like, are out of our control. They are happening for a reason, and it is our place, we are best to find a place so that we can observe. Say we're on the planet for 100 years. You make it to 100. It's 100 years to observe God's creation, or all the magic that comes along with the universe. But we get frustrated along the way. We get angry along the way because we see a tragedy over here and a tragedy over there. And so I got to go fix that. And maybe we're not seeing what God sees in that moment. He goes, there's nothing to fix here. By the time you get to it to fix it, it'll already be resolved around to somebody else. You've got, keep singing the praises of whatever it is you believe in. Keep communing and connecting with whatever it is you think you believe in. But in those times when you think you have to go change the world, maybe take a step back and go, maybe I don't have to change. There's nothing to change. Everything is exactly the way it is.
Did that man just say, we're trying to change the world? He said, he came on our show and said, I'm trying to change the world. That's what he said. And he's talking about 2,500 kids. He wants to make it 3,500. He said, change the world. And that dude's the same thought I have, is trying to make an impact for something positive. Because he's putting himself to change the world. I'd like to change the world for the better. I would absolutely like to, with my own two hands. I would like to do that. And I believe myself that I can do it by doing it with kids. And I'm just telling you, I think there's something wrong with that. And I'm going to keep pushing with that. And thank you for calling me out. And thank you for challenging me in front of everybody. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And we're here to support you, man. You want to change the world, we'll do what we can to help you out. And Gina says, this is the Chris McCarty I love. Passionate, intelligent, motivated. And Nikki Cooper says, I don't agree with everything that Trump says or does. I don't know what he's allowed to do or not do with Congress, etc. All right. So that's enough about that stuff. All right. You're worked up. Do you need to go work out?
I already did work out.
You got to punch something?
No, I just got to channel it and do something good with it. And maybe go play with my kids, because I got to give them away tomorrow, and I won't see them until Monday. So I will just really love and hug them and understand that, and maybe just by me not having them, and sit with them and understand like why I'm here. Maybe there's a reason why I don't have them, and do more. And so if any of you have any affiliation with schools, middle schools, elementary schools, and you can get me in there and have me talk to them, I do have that video that I can help. I would like to do that. I'd like to do, what's today, the 18th?
19th.
The 19th. So let's do this. They say, you got to burn your boats when you go storm the village. How are we going to take the island? We're going to burn our boats, either we die or not. So here's me burning my boats. From this year, 2018 to 2019, I'd like to go to 100 schools. Let's see, that's 365. Half of that's not feasible. That's not feasible.
Well, think about one. Just feasible. How about one a week?
Let's do
one a week.
So 52 schools.
Oh, it's not a 52-week school year, but
that's right. Okay, well then,
whatever that is, whatever that number is.
Let's can we do this together? Can we all try to figure this out? See how extreme I am. I'm like 100 schools. I'm an extremist.
Your prayer's already been answered. Sharon, who is in the school system, says, "Let me know what you need, Chris. I am with you."
Okay.
So if you want, I will give you her number.
Please.
Sharon, do I still have your number? Is it still the same number you've had forever? I'll give you her number, and then she will be able to put you in touch with the right people. Perfect. So that you could play a school or go and talk.
I think elementary school, I remember third grade was when I was most impressionable, which is part of why I'm doing, because Roberta Zivanov was my third grade teacher who really told me to do this, and I'm doing it. So I think elementary schools, let's get them really young. Let's go in and let's bring this positive light and love and togetherness. Let's get these kids to understand a new definition of being. And this is some of the stuff I tell kids, like at one point, how many of y'all think I'm cool? And they're like, hey, I'll put their hands up. I'm like, why do you think I'm cool? And I'm like, maybe because I'm nice. I'm a nice dude, right? So nice is the new cool. And let's stick to that. And I really want to push that. Let's try to do as many schools as we can. So anyone, if you guys have kids, let us know, please. I would really love to. I'm getting so.
All right, so I just messaged you Sharon's number, and there you go. We'll start right there. We'll see where the universe or God takes us from there.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, God uses us for a reason, and God knows who God is from the stuff that we do. So how about this is where you're talking about let God do? What if that was God talking to me? What if this is what it is, and now we're saying in front of everybody, and next year we'll see what happens. We'll see the positivity, we'll see it, and we'll feel it, and we'll know really more, and we'll remember it on this day right here.
All right.
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
We both try to say it at the same time. We both did that. That's funny. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of the Wake.Show today. You can follow along at the Wake.Show on Facebook, YouTube Live, Twitter, Periscope, and the audio-only version on Mixlr. Tonight, I will be out at doing trivia on St. Pete Beach at Boulevard Burger starting at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow night, Masteries in downtown St. Pete, karaoke from 8 until midnight, and then Thursday back out the beach for trivia at Masteries starting at 7. Call... Oh, and I guess there's an official line, too, for anybody else who would like to see if they can donate their time to the school system and have an impact on the kids. 588-6000. I'm assuming that's a 727 number. 588-6000. And they will tell them you want to volunteer. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thank you.